Last week we created our pumpkins for our pumpkin-inspired landscape. Today we are going to create Starry Night background. We learned a little bit about Starry Night and the different lines and patterns that we can use. I want you to use your knowledge of Starry Night to create your background. We will be creating our background on black paper. If you do not have black paper and you're working at home, you can work on the background of your artwork in your sketchbook or paper that you use to draw. I'm going to be using oil pastels. If you are at school, I need you to put your name and class code on your artwork. So I'm writing Ms. Z because that's me. And then this is second grade, so you do your day and then 2. So let's just pretend like this is Monday, second grade. I'm going to flip this over, and then I have all of this canvas to work on. Okay. So I'm going to be using the color white, blue, dark blue, yellow, and I think that's about it for my colors for Starry Night. So I can start by making my moon. You can make your moon anywhere that you want. Now we will be pasting our pumpkins on here, so anything down here is going to get covered. So our main focus is up here, but we're still going to draw some lines in that area. So I'm going to start with my moon, which is a circle. And I can color in that circle with my oil pastel. Then in Starry Night, he creates very bold lines. This is called Impressionism. I'm going to make some lines. Then I can go back and I can incorporate some of my yellow to really make it look like the moon is glowing. I can move on to the swirls of my painting. So my swirl goes up and around like a wavy line and then loops around into a little swirl. Kind of looks like the wind is blowing. And I can do a couple of those around my painting. And they're going in different directions. After I use the light blue, I can go and make another swirl next inside of that swirl. Since I have some spaces in between my swirls, I'm going to add some circles for stars. I can go back and do like what I did with the moon for my stars. I'm also going to make some lines with my white, like the lines in Starry Night. A lot of movement is happening in this picture, and that shows that the light is shining and the wind is blowing. I want you to keep adding lines until you feel like your artwork is complete. Remember, the most important part of my artwork is up here, but I'm still going to add some lines at the bottom. Okay, this is really looking awesome. When I'm done, please put all your oil pastels back in their container. And then I can go ahead and close them, because I no longer need them today. We are going to then go back to our sketchbook and find our pumpkin. And then I need to rip this page out because I'm going to cut out my pumpkin. So make sure you're only getting that page, and you can pull on the edge and rip it out. And then I can close my sketchbook because I don't need it anymore. If you don't get to this part, we can put this back into our sketchbook and work on it next week. But since we are here, we will finish this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my scissor and my glue stick. I'm going to cut around the outside of the pumpkins. So I'm going to start at the green grass and make a cut. Now I use the big side of my scissor, the open side, and I open his mouth up really wide. And I keep the scissor away from me. That means I have to turn my paper to cut around. And then moving my paper, not the scissor. See, my scissor never moves. I am not moving my hand. I am moving my paper in my left hand. I want to see if you guys can do that. If you accidentally cut something off, that's okay. We can glue it back on later. Now remember, I turn the paper, not my scissor. This can get thrown out, so you can save it for later and you can throw it out. Now there's my beautiful pumpkins. My paper is a little bit big. Yours won't be, so I'm just gonna give it a little snip, a little trim. You don't need to do that, since I will make sure your paper is the right size. Now, when my pumpkin is ready, I'm gonna flip it over on its back. And I'm gonna add some glue. I open up my glue stick, make sure I have enough by twisting the glue stick. That's enough, no more than that. Then I'm going to trace around the pumpkins and make sure we get the stem with the glue. When I'm done with my glue, I close my bottom by twisting it and then close the top. And then I flip these pumpkins around and I line it up with the bottom. So it should line up, and then I flatten it down. You can always turn it on its side and give the pumpkins a nice belly rub. And I flip it over, and you are all done today with your pumpkins. They really came out awesome.